Good morning, guys. It's Aaron, your personal coach. I wanted to do a really quick presentation on recovery and injury prevention. Okay. If you're on my program, it's really important that we understand this and that we make sure we're keeping a consistency in regard to all the finer things to keep you obviously recovering arms well, so we can back up and do more training and keep progressing that, and obviously not get injured. Injury is the number one thing that is going to stop your results or slow it down, right? So we have to change the program, modify it. So obviously for recovery, what you need to be doing is following the program, right? It's really important that we're getting everything all done in the program to get those progressions, right? Because if we're only following the program only 50%, okay, some of the things I'm going to be talking about in regard to recovery, it might not be that important because you're not training enough, right? It is really important to make sure that we're doing the right amount of training before we do recovery stuff. Okay, now the stuff I'm going to talk about in regard to recovery and injury prevention is going to be a number of factors which can lead to more, example, physical side of things, or I think more lifestyle stuff as well. So there's a lot of stuff that recovery is probably not covered in enough in, I suppose, the general population. And I want to bring them a lot clearer. So hopefully you guys by now have read my book, Strength and Conditioning Foundations. So them foundation processes are really important to make sure that we've got in place. Now, some of these things I'm going to bring up shortly. So I suppose one of the main things is going to be lifestyle, right? How is your lifestyle? If we're training, example, if we're training say 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, or up to 20 hours a week, and we've got bad lifestyle, right? So this ranges from so many other factors, from nutrition, sleep, all this type of stuff, hydration, breathing, the food, the quality of food, the quantity of food, all these types of things is really important. All right. So if we go back to the book and we look at my 6 steps to optimal health, right? Number 1 is goal setting. A major part of, obviously, well, it's not really, I suppose, the major part of recovery, but it is a foundation to get to that end result, which is going to be in 12 weeks, in 3 months, etc. So number 2 is breathing. Okay, are we breathing correctly? Are we breathing properly through the diaphragm? Are we drinking enough water? Right, so this type of stuff, and good quality water as well. If we're drinking tap water, right, it's not going to be good because the chemicals are going to kill all the enzymes in the digestive system. Right? Okay, nutrition. Are we eating enough fuel? Now, there's a fine line between enough and too much. Okay, even if it is 100% great quality, right, it is important to make sure that we've got portion control. Okay, so sometimes to increase our recovery, okay, more is probably better, but it depends what type of program that you're on as well. Okay, weight loss program, okay, more is always not good. If you're on an endurance program or strength conditioning, something like that, sometimes a little bit more can be beneficial, okay, in regard to recovery. So just keep that in mind. All right, where are your goals? Weight loss, or more performance based, where weight loss is not 100% important. So just think about that fine line between too much or not enough. That can play a massive part in regard to recovery. Sleeping is one of my 6 steps to optimal health. This, I'm so big on this. It is everything, honestly. If I'm not sleeping properly from 10 to 6, it makes me feel really bad. I do not recover. I've had weeks, I'm normal, I'm just like every other person, where I can't sleep. You've got things going on in your head and your mind, right? But you've also had a big week of training. I wake up, I feel just totally exhausted, absolutely exhausted, and I can't train properly. I'm sore, I'm fatigued. I'll still try and train and push myself, but it doesn't work. Right? So what you start to doing is put those stress loads on it goes up even more. Right? And what does that do? It can potentially lead for something going wrong. Example, like an injury, shoulder, back, neck, okay, like knee, foot, ankle, etc. So sleeping is probably like the number one form of recovery all round. Keep that in mind. Crucial sleeping times are what? 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Right? For me, I love sleeping 10 to 7. And some days, if it's been a big weekend of training, even a bit longer, 10 to 8 o'clock. Right? So I get a good solid 10 hours of sleep. Right? Ideally, in a perfect world, it's not going to work great for some of you that have to start work at 8 or 9 o'clock, whatever. So, but just keep in mind, crucial sleeping times 10 to 6. Listening to the body is a huge part of our recovery as well. All right? I set you up on a program, which sometimes you might need to listen to the body as well, depending on what type of periodized program that you're on. All right? Some people go, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to train today. That's a bit different than going, I'm absolutely, totally fatigued. I've looked at my training peak stress levels, right? And the fatigue levels are way too high. Okay, if you're not too sure of what the levels are in training peaks, let me know. I'm pretty sure I've got another video in regard to that. So you've got your chronic training loads, you've got your fatigue, and you've got your form. Right? If your training loads have been super high, your form's going to be pretty high. That means, your fatigue's going to be pretty high, and your form is going to be pretty low. Right? So it's important to make sure that we've got a good balance, and that we're listening to the body to prevent injuries as well. All right? Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So if you're not too sure, if you haven't read my book, go back through this. Right? That book has got some really great foundation principles in there that I want all of the people that I'm coaching to focus on. It's a great thing to be able to do before you even come on my coaching program. So you've got a good understanding what we need to do to set that foundation. So, like I said, the 6 steps to optimal health, it's in that book. It's in the first part of it. If you haven't got a copy, just flick me an email or a message, and I will send that straight to your email address. If I don't have it, send me your email address. Okay, a couple of supplements I do recommend. Look, I'm not a huge fan of supplements because I think nutrition. I know nutrition comes from real food, right? So some people say to me at the beginning, oh, should I get this, and this, and that? Well, it's not really that important because your diet is that crap. They're not really going to make a big difference, right? You can't fix something, right, if it's not working properly in the first place, right? So we have to get the nutrition kind of functioning properly in the first place, and obviously the digestion. You get all that working in the first place, and if your training loads are pretty high, we can incorporate some supplements in there. But again, it's not going to be a fix. It's going to be a prevention, right? It's going to help muscle recovery. It's going to obviously start to build the immune system, right? And if we put these supplements in and the immune system is already super low, not really going to make a big difference, right? So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we have to get the foundations right first before we start to incorporate supplements. So a couple of supplements I really do recommend. So number one is branched chain amino acids. All right, if you're in a heavy sort of loading of strength training, that could be a hypertrophy phase, right? Or if you're doing some running, even if you're starting out running, or you're starting a program where you've got strength condition and you've got running, it can be beneficial for reducing muscle soreness, right? But again, so these type of products, branch chain amino acids, they take time to build up in the body. So that is the first one I recommend. Another one I recommend you can get on if you've got an iron deficiency or you're not too sure where your iron is. Iron tablets are a good one. The zinc tablets are a good one. Right, but like I said, you've got to make sure that your diet is clean. So these are sort of an extra 5 or 10% you could to prevent stuff from going wrong. 2 or 3 that I really recommend. Echinacea is a really good one. Right, it's a preventative. Right, I normally take like 1 echinacea tablet per day as a preventative for colds and flus. Stuff like that as well. Like I don't ever get sick because like my form of sickness is a little bit of a sore throat for a couple of days and that's it. Right. Generally because my diet is the priority to build like my immune system. Right. But some of these like supplements, as I said, add that extra 5%. Right. That can help improve your, I suppose, resistance to colds and flus and stuff like that as well. So yeah, echinacea is a good one. Vitamin C tablets are a good one, but you should be obviously putting a lot of oranges. Like a green smoothie is a really good immune builder. I put spinach, I put orange, I put some dates, put a banana, put an avocado. I'll put a leaf of aloe vera. Aloe vera is a really good one for reducing inflammation in the body and building that immune system. So if you don't have any growing in the garden, go get a plant. They grow like wildfire, right? If you plant 1 plant, that will grow into probably 10 plants, and then you can repot them in separate plant, and they'll grow again. So they just keep growing. I've got them all around in my garden at the front and the back. So just cut off like 1 leaf, chop that up, put it straight in your green smoothie. Right, so that's another one. Echinacea. Okay, vitamin C, and another one as well. Look, I really recommend you putting a lot of garlic and ginger in your foods, in your cookings. All right. If you don't mind that smell on your breath, I know I went to my dad's the other day, and he goes, "Holy shit, you stink of garlic." It's okay. I'm okay with that. But it's a really good immune. It's great for that, obviously, immunity as well, like building up that system with garlic and ginger. But another thing you can get as well is odorless garlic tablets. Right? Odorless garlic tablets is something you can also do, and I will pop like 1 of them every now and again as well if I haven't had the chance to incorporate the garlic or ginger into my diet. So that's pretty much the supplements that you can incorporate to obviously help recovery and prevent colds and flus and sicknesses and stuff like that as well. Prevention, so let's just go into posture correction. Again, I'm really big on the posture. If you haven't got a good posture, right, it's pretty much a ticking time bomb from something going incorrect, something going wrong, an injury. Right, so many people over the years, people aren't overly big on my posture correction training because they want to go in the gym and smash themselves and not focus on this, I suppose, stuff that's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable. It's not fun, but it's not fun if you've got a blown ACL or you've got a rotator cuff tear that you're going to be out for 6 months, right? Yeah, that is not fun, right? So that's why this posture correction stuff, look, it's not fun, but it is so important in regard to prevention. Right? So no one's got perfect posture. I don't. I've been working on posture for over 10 years. It's not perfect. I've still got things I work on every day. And even if you do, when you do correct your posture, you've still got to maintain that. Right? Our body will go back to our old habits very quickly. And our posture can get good, but it can go bad again quick if you don't maintain it. Right. So if you're not sure what your posture is like, there's 2 things you can do. Check my book. You can do the self posture assessment if you're on my program, or you can send me a picture, okay, obviously a headshot. And what I do is I assess your posture. Right? We assess your posture. I assess your posture. Or the third thing you can do is you can come see me for a posture assessment. Right? That's what I do with the posture assessment. Some of you guys have seen all my tools. I measure pelvic positions. I measure your forward head posture. I measure your spinal curvatures. Obviously, this way of posture assessment is much more accurate. It's still pretty good with the book and the pictures and all that sort of stuff, but yes, this way is a lot more accurate. So there's pretty much like 3 ways that you can assess your posture to get a corrective exercise program to suit your needs in regard to reducing injuries, preventing something going wrong, right? And if you've got good posture, right, training is going to be so much like better, right? So life's going to be so much like better. Right? You take away that pain. Generally, if you've got bad posture, you've got pain, right? If you've got pain, you've got like muscle imbalances. Right, so posture is a big thing to take away for recovery in regard to training and obviously prevention as well. Strength training. I've been strength training I've been in gyms since I was probably 11, 12 years old. Strength training is absolutely critical, right? Now, depending on what type of strength training that you're doing, depends on so many other factors, right? Training age. I always ask someone, like, what's your training age? So this is like the years that you have been training, okay, particularly with a professional or some sort of knowledge around your strength and conditioning programming, right? So most people have 0 training age, right? And they've got like big goals. I want to start to build like muscle. Right? Strength and conditioning takes years to set that foundation, right? And these people that go into an advanced strength and conditioning program, right? Again, ticking time bomb for something going wrong, right? Because you've got that bad posture, you're working the wrong like muscle groups, right? Instead of working like the bigger like muscle, we could be like working the smaller like muscles, which can start to lead to worse posture and obviously muscle tears, okay, and stuff like that can go wrong. So that's my video today on recovery. I hope it's been like helpful. I hope it's given you some information, a bit of like insight in regard to what you need to do, okay, to prevent injury. Like most importantly, I've had injuries. And they are not fun. They take time. They're like major setbacks. So if you're on my program, I'm sure you can understand like what we're trying to do in regard to the posture, in regard to like the rehabilitation stuff. If you're not on my program and you're watching, obviously I like the video today and you're going, I'm doing all this advanced stuff. I don't really know like what I'm doing, but I've got bad posture. What do I do? So like I said, you can obviously come and see me for a posture assessment, or you can obviously request to get my book, which is going to give you a lot more information. It's going to educate you around what you need to do to create a healthy, functioning body long term, right? In regard to like recovering well and keeping yourself like fit and healthy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Aaron. I can help you. Don't forget to check out my website, aaronbuchan.com. Have a great day, guys. Ciao for now.